Up on you then.
Oh yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Professor Ludwig von Fuckpants, huh? So I got a special guest here, Dan Kowalski, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He come out to visit, and he was at Pete's fundraiser. He's a watcher of the videos, and so it's good to have you here, brother. Shake your hand again, and so it's good
Thank
to
you for
talk to
having
people.
me out.
No problem. Dan was curious about what was going on and how things went, and he's been a avid wood nipper all your life, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Always cut firewood and whatnot, and you never done any professional logging, but just so it's the same thing. You just end up getting hooked and doing it for a living. You know what I mean? But
I've got hundreds of cords of firewood.
oh yeah. Well, that's a good thing. And, it's a wonderful heat, isn't it? There's nothing better for heating a home than wood. Boy, it's just beautiful heat, and it's a renewable resource. And by golly, you can take the ashes out and put them on your garden and grow something else. Ain't it beautiful?
Yeah.
I think God intended it that way myself. But yeah. So, but we're awful happy to have you out here, buddy, and nice to talk to you again. And Dan called me the other day. He said, "I'd kind of be up in the area. Could I stop by?" I said, "Absolutely, stop by and see how things work." Yeah, you had a lot of questions when we were at Pete's fundraiser, and we talked for a while. It was really good. And nice fella here, and glad to be associated with you, man.
I'm glad to come out and see what the heck's going on, and maybe make some sawdust. And
Yeah, he might do some trimming and whatnot, and so we'll play around here, and we'll add to this, and so we'll pause it for now, and just want to thank Dan for coming out and introduce everybody to you, and I'm sure if you guys want to leave some comments, and that'd be great. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. So we'll talk at you here in a bit, and we'll get Dan plugging away. He's going to help out a little bit here and there. So hey, we'll talk at you in a bit, Dan. Thank you.
all right, thank you.
All right, so here's Mr. Dan. Grab your saw. So this old guy, old buddy Dan here, he comes to visit, and he just can't help but work. That's the American work ethic. The guy's retired, 73 years old, fit as a fiddle. I want to work. Give me something to do. So he brings his saw, he's trimming stuff up for me. God bless him. I'll tell you what, man. I got the best audience of people in the world. You know what? I really mean it, guys. I love you all. This is a nice guy. He lives a couple hours from here. He came out to see us, and just one of them deals, just can't help but work. We are sorely missing that work ethic nowadays. Your ears ringing. Oh, I gotta climb down out of here without killing myself. Are you having fun there, young fella?
Yes, I am.
I was telling
The wood chips was over.
I was telling the guys on YouTube. I said, "What, you 73 years old?" Yeah. And that's the American work ethic. Comes out here to visit. I gotta do something. Grabs his saw.
Hey, I come equipped.
Yeah. He said, "I'll do some living." I said, "Hey, whatever you want to do, man." I said, "I gotta get you on video, though. That's pretty cool."
Oh, that hemlock up there had blue coos of lemon.
Oh, I know it. Well, that'll help
I'm all
Jakey.
trimmed up.
Jakey will appreciate that, no doubt about that. Yeah. So anyway, can you imagine rooting through this stuff by hand, though? Oh man, this thing makes it easy,
Yeah.
And I got 4 drags around the corner there, and there's some more nice soft maple down there.
That big one up there.
That's Quake. Yes, sir. There's a big one right there too. That's a Quakey. Yep. So man, you just never know what blew over in here. It's weird how it blew some over and didn't blow others over. I don't know. Then in other spots it wiped it out. The thing must have bounced a lot around here. You know what I mean? But look at the root ball, Dan. Oh, it had a bigger one on it. I already cut it. I was gonna say, how in the world did that little root ball? I get it. I didn't know. There's a soft maple over there I better get.
So you say that kind of Quakey will go for all?
Yeah, that's big enough. If it's sound, he'll saw that up for softwood scrag pallets. Yep. Yeah, they'll use it for softwood scrag. But you know, like I say, if it's punky at all, like that one over there was nice and solid. So you know, but if it's punk, you got a rot hole, and it ain't worth cutting it back. I just throw it in the wood. You know, makes fast wood though. You know.
Oh, those are nice sized weighty.
Oh yeah. Yep. They make nice weight too for wood. If you don't, I mean, like I said, we'll put that one on the log truck. But you know, as long as it's not too punky, we'll put it on there. He'll take it.
Well, when they start getting that size, they start getting punky.
Yeah, they get that rot in them. A lot of them do. The cherry in here, a lot of the cherries rotted too. It's got a red rot in it, you know. Well, this is a big area back in here. You didn't even know. Like we were just standing up there this morning, and then Dan took a walk for me and followed the ribbons down, put new ribbons because they were hard to see. They were getting faded, and I appreciate that, by the way. And he walked down and he said, "Oh no, there's another area down there," and you know, you would have never known it unless you walked down in here. You just would have never known it. It's funny. It's so thick.
You still got a bunch down in there yet.
In there, yeah. Yep. That's what I figured. Yep. So I got to move over there now, and so we're still quite a ways from the line, even a couple hundred feet. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big area.
Well, when it gets down to where the swamp is, that's
Yep.
where the trees
Yep. Yep.
disappear.
Yeah, it's just old bog out in there, old silt floodplain or something.
Yep.
Must have been come off that Dooman. Well, they dammed that Dooman Lake, so that must have just been a creek run down through here forever. And they did probably the Army Corps of Engineers built that. Usually that's how it goes. So you're having fun anyway, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
So tell the folks about yourself. You said you retired from the electronics field.
Electronics industry.
Yeah.
I worked 43 years in cable TV and microwave communication products.
Yep.
And it's been a nice ride.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool.
It's been a good ride.
And you've always cut firewood.
Oh,
Did you always heat with firewood, or as much as you could?
I heat firewood.
Yep.
I've cut firewood for over 40 years.
Yep. Yep.
I
So
want to keep going as long as I can.
good for you. God bless you, buddy. Well, you're as healthy as a horse. I mean, man. You know, he said he eats garlic. He said that's a good. I've heard a lot about that though, and I love it. I'll do it. Yeah. Said it helps with arthritis and.
Oh my.
Yeah. What kind of arthritis did you have? Well, you said
I
you.
had psoriatic arthritis,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was my fingers, joints, my
Yeah.
knees, my ankles,
Yeah.
and it's like
Night and day.
85 or 90% gone.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
I just wish I'd have known that 50 years ago. I'd have saved myself an awful lot.
Well, I'm going to try it because I've been going through a lot. My back, I mean, I know it's arthritis. I went to a chiropractor years ago and they crunched me in and whatever. I mean, it kind of hurt worse than it did before. You know what I mean? So, but they did, when they x-rayed, they said, you got a lot of arthritis in your back. And I mean, that was 25 years ago.
Well,
you know?
the other thing is they said I had arthritis in my neck.
Yes.
And it's totally gone.
Right up in here, right up, behind your ear where that muscle, oh man, I mean, right now, it's been terrible. It seems like it's flared up in the last month or two. That's terrible. I mean, I get to an intersection and go to look, and it's like my dang neck is crippled, So I'm gonna try it. I love garlic, but I like to cook with it too. I love it and everything. But yeah.
I mean, that's all right.
Yeah. But you're saying so. Explain to folks how you're doing this.
I eat 1 clove in the morning.
But first of all, you gotta don't. You said don't buy the Chinese garlic because it's bleached.
Yes.
So when you look for garlic, you want to find the bulb. You want to find the roots are kind of brownish or blackish or whatever, where it hasn't been bleached. First off, start there. You need a good quality garlic, not
And I take 1 clove in the morning and I crush it and I cut it up into strips, like big enough that you can swallow easily.
Yep.
Don't chew it.
Yep.
Just swallow it on an empty stomach.
Yep.
And then at supper time, I eat 2 cloves.
Yeah.
Crush them. You gotta let them set for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 to 15
And
minutes.
explain what that does. You told me, but I can't remember.
The enzymes will convert to allicin.
Allicin.
A-L-L-I-C-A-N, I believe.
Yeah.
But research it. Boy, I'll tell you what, man, it has changed my life.
Wow.
Oh.
You sure get around good for 73 years old. You don't look 73. I had you from maybe mid-60s, but
Hey, I take care of myself. I eat great and I drink good whiskey.
Yeah, that's a secret right there. Hey, I don't think a couple shots of that's gonna hurt anybody. You can't get too nuts with it, but boy, I'll tell you what, A little bit of it, man. It's good for you. Well, we were talking about this earlier. You look at the Italian culture, and we're told about the carbs and the breads and the blah blah. Especially diabetic, I'm not supposed to go near any of that, and I love it. I mean, it fills you up, it gives you energy. It just it's soul food, But you think about that, and I've actually have seen quite a few different articles on that where the very rich diet that even the Italians, and they attribute that to garlic and wine, that they don't have these problems so bad. They're not so prone to the cholesterol and the whatever, the heart disease.
Research on garlic, there'll be 100 benefits.
Yeah.
Plus, I drink 2 glasses of red wine every night with something.
Yep. It's good for. That's exactly what That's exactly what the Italians do.
Oh yeah.
And there's got to be something to it, because they eat that the pasta, which is a high carb. Yep. The meats, the porks, the meatballs, the pepperonis, the prosciutto, all of those good meats. And they're heavy, they're saturated fat, they're heavy, but then, you eat stuff where, the fats are good for you. The amino acids in the animal fats are good for your brain. And, that way you don't get like Joe Biden, so. Yeah, Dan's a big Biden fan, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but man, it's been an awful good time having you out here, Dan.
Oh, man, I love your office.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I've got the best office in the world, This part of it back here is kind of bushy, but it is what it is. This is kind of an old lowland, like a swamp. Earlier, 2 or 3 weeks ago, boy, was it wet. I mean, we had standing water in here, But, you see what I'm doing, cutting the tops out. I would lay them tops out, just make a brush mat and run on that.
Oh, yeah.
And, we did that over on the other side. It was really wet in there. And, I'll tell you, we had 8 or 10 big skids back there, decent sized skids, and I'd lay them tops. I'd just pull them in front of me and drive on them and make a mat.
Yep.
And then that big skidder, that's a 748. That's a big skidder, and he'd grab them, and we pull 8 or 10 of them out through there, and it would just, all it would do is like a little bit of soup would come up between the logs. It didn't rut it or nothing. You don't even need to go back and fix it. It's stabilized with the brush and the slash. And it'll rot down and make black dirt, and habitat.
Up between your toes.
Yeah, but I mean, that machine's heavy, and you put a big drag on it, it's going to go down if there's nothing under it. But I did that all along up through here, up, I guess it would be to the north here. It was real wet, and we did that the whole way up through there. And the only thing we really have to fix is our main trails, where we headed onto them. And the rest of it, I mean, all those little runs I put down into the wet, I put the tops down, and it really works, I mean, that's what Bobby Goodson, swamp logger, he'd build swamp roads, and those swamps are bottomless, This here has a bottom, but it's awful smeary on top, no doubt. So I had to let that thing cool down a little bit. I gotta clean my chaff screen on my radiator. I think it's full of chaff, so I figured I'd let that cool down, and I BS with Dan for a while. I seen him coming with the saw, and so you want to limb that hemlock up? I'll get you on film here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go for it. I'll get you. He knows what he's doing. He's been around this stuff a while. Dan, you probably forgot more than what half of us even know. I said, you've probably forgotten what half of us even know. Yep. Yeah, but I love the work ethic. I love, I did the guy who's trucking off us, old Pep, Calvin. He's 74 years old, still driving that truck. Gets up, straps it. I mean, I give people a lot of credit. It's he's got some nice saw material there. What is that saw? Oh yeah, yep, they're nice. That's beautiful for limbing. Just be careful, young fella. But yeah, I really like Dan. Dan came to Pete's fundraiser. He watches Pete a lot in my videos, a lot of other videos. And nice man. But I really am impressed by people who have a work ethic this guy's got. He was in his job for 44 years and retired out of that. Still going. I hope I'm going as good at 73. Impressive. He said he absolutely loves the woods and forestry. Been at it a long time. Got a lot of fire. He's always heated with wood. Hear him go. Like I say, I hope I'm still that agile when I'm 73. I'm going to try the garlic thing. I know my arthritis has been flaring up bad the last few months. Get that thing nice and sharp, don't it? Said he used to have his chains ground, and then he said, you know what, I got to learn to do this myself. So he's filing himself. There's hot aluminum influence. Oh, this will be a nice video. I'm glad I got a visitor today. We got an awful lot of good friends in this community, I'll tell you what. Really are. People from all walks. You know, think of all the young guys that wouldn't do this work, you know. And here's a man retired, you don't have to, he does it because he likes it. 73 years old. God bless you, buddy. You can tell he's done this before. I hope you guys make some good comments. Give Dan some encouragement. Thanks for coming out and being a part of the channel. I really appreciate it, man. I think you've done that a time or two. I think you've done that a time or two. You're hired.
This is my second time.
That's just the second time? Yeah. It ain't your first rodeo, cowboy, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's fun though. I enjoy still running saw too. I mean, you know, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of it anymore, but you know, I got mine in the truck. So, yeah, but I got to get that old blue. That Holtz farmer running. All I need to do is put a head bolt and new head gasket on it. But I just, you know, been so busy, it's just go, and then it's like, all right, I don't feel like any extracurricular activity. I want to get home, get dinner, and get a shower, and go to bed. But yeah. So anyway, well, we'll end this for now, and here comes Jake getting the skid. Got a big old Quakey in that one. These Quakeys blew over. I'm gonna clean my chaff screen. I think my chaff screen's full of sawdust and sticks. And I gotta blow that radiator out. We'll power wash it. I gotta find a damn oil leak on it. I just can't figure out where it's coming from. You'd think with an oil leak that bad, it'll leak about a half gallon a day if you run it all day. You'd think it would show up, but I can't seem to find it. We cleaned it all off there a few weeks ago, a month ago now. That's a big quake right there.
Oh, yeah.
That one was pretty good in sound, too. Oh, I missed one, Diggy. Now, we pulled quite a few skids today. I can't remember how many, but... Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I say, this ground's funny too, you know. Some just boils out water some places. Well, Dan, I'll shut this off for now, and I'll check the chaff screen. Awful good to have you today. Thank you, brother. And great meeting you, and thanks for coming and supporting Pete. We'll get you to meet Pete one of these days. You'll love Pete too. He's a good egg. Old Sasquatch. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Thank you.
All right.